Alright, greetings and salutations, Selden here. So a top 10 platinum player for Allies. What I'm going to today is just a bit of a treat. It's a bit of a puzzle. I'm playing Allies, and we want to. There's a move that I can make that'll basically win the game, and I want you to see what you think it would be at the end of the game. The game is very clearly won by the Allies. I just want to see if you can recognise what it is. Just give you a little bit of background of this game. So I'm playing Allies, obviously. Potato Lot, if I'm pronouncing that right, apologies if I'm not, is playing Axis. He's played a very good game, largely based on a tank rush strategy, but he's done it pretty well. I didn't have the best Allied start or Russian start, and what you do is you can capitalise on that by doing a big tank buy. Let's just have a look. Where is it? Oh, wrong one. 6 tanks mobilised to Germany, and that's the right to do. If Russia has a horrible start, may as well just try and take advantage of that. Then followed up by a very unfortunate battle I had here. This was an 85-90% battle in West Russia. Basically, he pulled his troops here. I did a, if we go back here, I did a kamikaze attack. So basically, he had a large pool of forces in West Russia. The way you defend against a tank rush is you pull what you can, leave India bare bones as possible, hopefully so you don't lose it, but just enough forces just to hold it. And I put I moved 3 or 4 of the British forces towards Russia and Caucasus. And then what you do is you pull over as quickly as possible as many possible British and US fighters straight away. You're going to need them immediately to hold the front line, and I often do that by, one good way is US to Gibraltar, and Gibraltar can get straight into Caucasus. And then you follow that up with building as quickly as you can a fleet here to get some troops to start putting pressure on here, but often these guys can't get through to help in time, even if they land up in Finland straight away, so you need the aircraft really to come in. And then a lot of people don't want to do this, but what you can do is you can do a kamikaze attack. They'll often have a bunch of German forces here or here. That'll be maybe a 70 or 80% chance of being able to get Moscow. But if you do a little kamikaze or two against it, that really drops down. I actually had about a 50-50. Actually, it was a 60. He had a large stack of units here. I was able to, you just take a few efficient battles to knock down some troops, and he had about 5 troops, a medium stack up here in Karelia that I knocked out. Where is it? Karelia here. So 5 infantry that were going to be down here, but if you knock out the infantry, hit the infantry if you can. So he only had a large stack of then tanks here. And I had maybe a 65% chance of hitting and destroying the stack. But he came through, but he had a large number of tanks here as well, so he could have taken Moscow, but I had a maybe 65% chance of killing it and holding it, which would have blocked the tanks coming through. What you can do is you can do a kamikaze against it. So my kamikaze attack was here. So why would you... There was a huge stack of units here, and I basically threw a bomber at it, knocked out 1 infantry, and that suddenly moved it to an 85% battle or thereabouts. But then what I did, it should have been a win. So I attacked it with 2 fighters, 12 infantry, 3 artillery, 3 tanks. It was 85-90% battle. But it went badly. So I lost 12 infantry, 3 artilleries and a tank to only 8 tanks and an infantry. So I'm left in a pretty bad position, but I can still win. Like I said at the outset, I can still win by a clever move here. So let's do it and see if you can see it. So basically I'll show you the board and see if you can pick it up as well. I can't. If you're looking for it, no, I can't take Germany. Germany's not the answer. It's the US turn. It's not an attack on Germany. I've only got a couple of transports there. That's all I've got. There's a crushing battle that I can do right here. And I'll show you the Pacific board as well. See if you can pick it up. Pause it if you have to. And I'm going to tell you in a few seconds. So, okay, so the answer is he's vulnerable to a VP snipe as allies. And that's obviously France, but also he's going to go. This one's vulnerable as well to here, and I've got a bomber that can take it. And here's an advantage, a reason why I like to keep a bit of a pressure and a fleet in the Pacific, even if I'm not going a full, kill Japan first strategy. You can surprisingly often do a VP grab if you have a bit of a force here, down in the Pacific as well. And even if you can't, it often diverts a disproportionate amount of resources from the Japanese towards that very small, really, US fleet here compared to his fleet. He's got 2 battleships, destroyer, carriers, and it's really a nothing fleet, but it can still consume a significant amount of resources, or do a VP snipe, or some cheap land grabs. I mean, I could just as easily go against Borneo as well. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so I need to, I'll build just in case it doesn't work out. And basically what you do with the build is you build enough troops for the ships that are about to depart and dump their units. So there's 3 there, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So artillery's always good too. What have I got left? Anything else I want to do? No. How many? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So at least should be able to do 1 more. And then for every one you produce, you need to produce as well units for the one that you produce. Because you'll build it here, you'll build the troops there, and then the next turn you'll build them up. And the reason why we build for the ones that are about to depart, so we're going to dump the troops there. They'll be built down here. They'll return back to, say, C Zone 10, and they'll move up here at the same turn. So that's how you do the calculation. Alright, so in fact I've got one bonus. Do I have a bonus troop or not? I do have a bonus. I've got 1 extra troop, so I can build 1 less of those. That gives me enough for a fighter plane as well. Alright. Alright, so these guys. And notice this is quite a big aim. I'm only got 6 out of 10. So aim is to get 4 VPs in 1 turn, which is huge. What's he got in there again? Oh, 1 tank. Okay. Doing so 1, 2, 3. That's probably enough. Then these guys go down there. What's in this one? Oh, Interesting point, you can, if at the start of the turn the transport has an anti-air gun, you can use it in the attack. It's just that it won't be dumped in the attack, I don't believe, but I'll double check that. I think it stays on the ship at the end of the attack. Let's just check how that battle looks. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a little on the dicey side, isn't it? Let's attack with this guy as well. Should make that pretty certain. And I definitely want to take this gamble because losing the centre here, losing Caucasus, is disastrous. All right, so he was able to hold. He held on here, which means I had to pull everything back to Caucasus, which means he's able to hold Caucasus quite strongly now, then dump a whole bunch of Japanese fighters in there, and that's pretty disastrous. It's almost game losing there if I couldn't take it back, and I can't win any other way. This is the dicey one here. Because it's just a cruiser, artillery and bomber, which might have to get sacked against 2, so if he gets 2 hits back, I'm in trouble. Okay, so make sure I can't attack with anything else around here. Don't believe it is. So some of these battles are a little on the dicey side. But I don't think he saw 4 VP cities coming in the one turn. Let's give it a try.